If you want to live and delete your apps and not post on social media because it's just not for you, that's totally fine. But if you have dreams and goals of growing on social media, you cannot live in the, well, it's not going to work anyways. There's no one growing on social media. False, wrong, not true. But it is challenging to grow on social media right now. Like it just is straight up. But I am growing on social media and my clients are growing on social media. And I have friends that are growing on social media and I have accounts that I'm following that are growing on social media. So it is happening, but it is about how you show up. And that starts with number one. Welcome back to the Champagne Social. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited for today's episode. And if you're watching this on YouTube, yes, I am in a trench coat. It's giving Nancy Drew. It's so serious, me in this trench coat. I'm going to try not to move because I think it might be a little loud. But I am currently dealing with, it's feeling like winter outside, but I'm not at the winter mindset. So it's cold in my studio, but I'm not ready to turn the heat on. Now, it's cold to me, which is 68 degrees. It's cold enough to be in a jacket. And I know that for a lot of people, that's just their living temperature. You are a stronger person than me. I need it at a cool 73 degrees to feel really comfortable. So for today, you get very serious, very mysterious, serious and mysterious Nancy Drew / Madeline King today. I'm so excited for today's episode. Just a little behind the scenes tea for you. I was recording an episode a couple days ago here in the studio, and all of a sudden I'm hearing this banging, like loud banging. And I was doing a good episode, you guys. And it was the window washers here at the studio, which, you know, God bless them, God love them. The windows are looking clear as day. But it did ruin our episode. So I'm back again, and I think I'm gonna have totally fresh content. I'm not the girl I was a couple days ago. So let's get into our upgrade list, which is my gratitude and my what I'm working on this week. The goal of this section is that you can be inspired by what I'm doing to hopefully do this in your own life, a little reflection, if you will. And then today I have a really fun new segment for us at the end of the episode. I'm going to give you my top 3 trending stories of the week. And they're really not like maybe trending. It's just, they're stories that have really caught my eye that I'm so excited to talk about. One of them is one of the tallest buildings in New York City that is crumbling. I'm so excited to talk about it. So that'll be at the end of the episode once we get through the meat and potatoes of this thing. Now, gratitude of the week. I want to be just super honest with you guys. I've been in a negative headspace and I have a lot going on, a lot of new things going on, which it's a lot of just stretching me and pushing me and a lot of discomfort of my choosing and that I'm really grateful for. But I've slipped into this kind of negative mindset, which we're going to talk about. But as I was thinking about my gratitude that I wanted to share, I realized, okay, wow, I actually have a lot of things I could share and that I'm really grateful for. So this is just a reminder, if you are feeling like you're living in a suck fest and you're sad, or maybe seasonal depression's hitting early as it's like cloudy and cold out today, I feel that. Take a moment to like think of things that you are truly grateful for. And, you know, it could be like clothes, roof over your head, all those things, but like go deeper. What are those things that happened yesterday that you can pick out that were moments of joy or beauty or just quick little things that you maybe didn't used to have and now are your everyday regular things that you take for granted? I just really encourage you to do that because it makes such a difference. So the biggest thing I'm grateful for today is last night, my entire family, we got together, had dinner together. And this doesn't happen very often anymore because my sister and soon-to-be brother-in-law live in Utah. Everyone else is here in Minnesota. So we see each other, but we don't all get to be together unless it's like a holiday or a trip. And they were here for a couple days and we all got to get together. And it's just so special. I will cherish like these years with our family forever because it just means so much. I know I'm like getting old and sappy over here, but your family, like there's nothing like your family. And I'm always so grateful to be together. And I love that it keeps growing. Like we were a family of 6 and now we are a family of, I think 11 or 12 of us now, which is just really cool. We have babies. We have all the boys that have joined the family. for context, there's 4 of us girls. So now we all have partners and there's 2 babies, and I'm sure that will keep growing. There's like 12 dogs. So it's just really fun. And I'm really, really grateful for family. So I do not take that for granted for a moment. Now, what I'm working on this week, as I mentioned, I've been like dealing with some, like I would call it a funkalish, funky. You know, when you get in a funk, it's sometimes hard to get out of the funk when you're dealing with the things that put you in the funk, right? And I know that I am supposed to be your podcaster, you know, guru, mentor. Here she is with all the answers. And I'm going to say what maybe a lot of these podcasters wouldn't tell you. Growth sucks. Growing sucks. Okay. Growing a business sucks. Growing a podcast sucks. Growing an Instagram sucks. Growing a TikTok sucks. Growing a YouTube sucks. Okay. It's hard out here. And I know that a lot of these podcast gurus are not going to tell you that, but here I am. It sucks. Okay. It's a suck fest. But we do it because we love it and because we know it's worth it. And I know that I would so much rather deal with the suck fest of growing a brand new business and growing brand new Instagram pages and growing a brand new podcast. I would so much rather deal with that than anything else. And when I started my life over, when I stopped being a florist and figured out what was new for me, I thought about going to get, you know, a 9-to-5 job. And that feels simple. That feels cut and dry, structured, the whole thing. But I was like, that's not going to work for me. Like, I know I will be thinking about my exit plan. I know I will be thinking about the dreams that I have, the things I want to accomplish, the life I want to be living. I know I would just be sitting in my cubicle, miserable, wanting to create the things that I have in my heart. So I'm doing things the hard way, but the way that feels so good to me, which is starting a new business and growing a new business exactly how I want it to look, and doing this podcast. And yes, it is challenging to do this and do something new, and growing social media channels and balancing all my clients. Like, it's a lot of work, but I know I would not trade it for the world. And that is what I'm working on this week. I'm working on a perspective and mindset shift. And I have done a lot of personal growth work. I've done a lot of it. And still, it is so easy to slip into that mindset of like, ugh, everything sucks. Nothing's working. I'm not good at this. I don't know when it's going to work. I don't know why it's so much easier for that person. I don't know why they have it just handed to them. I don't know why I can't be where they are. Like, it's so easy to slip into that. It can happen so quickly. And so what I'm really working on is knowing, okay, yes, this is challenging right now, or yes, this is frustrating right now, or yes, I am not where I want to be with this. So acknowledging that, but not sitting in the negativity of it, and instead feeling really grateful for the progress and allowing those things to be together, to coincide, to feel those two things together at the same time. I'm really working on that. And I think there's something really important about acknowledging the space that you're in. And I know the Madeline that started this business 6 months ago would be so grateful to be here now. So we have to remember that perspective of where we were and where we are now, and not take for granted that. And I think I've just let those little perspective and mindset shifts slip, which is so easy to do. So that's what I'm working on today. I'm hopeful that this can help you if you're slipping into a little funk. Just know it sucks for everyone. It's not easy for anyone, right? Like, people do a really good job of pretending it's easy, or showing the easy parts, or showing the wins. But behind closed doors, it sucks for everyone. I hear from business owners and people of all different levels and walks of life. It is challenging. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do, is to follow your dreams and make something happen from nothing. It takes a certain type of person, but it's possible and you just have to keep going. And I'm saying that to myself today too. Okay, so there's a couple things that I want to talk about today in relation to social media, because I'm seeing some things that I want to just talk about with you and hopefully help you through some blocks and some mindset shifts. I cannot talk today and I don't know why, so my apologies. Mindset shifts. Number one, when we are on social media, it is so easy to slip into a comparison trap, and it is so easy to copy. Okay. I think we're experiencing so much copy and paste content. And I do it too, in a sense, because I always am looking at what the trends are, right? Like a trend is a trend and we all make our own version of it. So of course that's going to feel copy and paste. But what I think we need to be aware of is that we are not taking someone's idea and making it ours without adding any of our own nuance. And I have said this so many times, but it needs to be said again. If you want to grow on social media, you've got to weave in you, your voice, your personality, your own style. You have to. That is the only way you're going to stand out and grow, is if people see something different. Because there's so much content out there, there's so much noise that you have to break through. And if you are always like comparing to someone else and or copying someone else, you are going to get lost. You're going to lose what makes you you. And I saw this amazing quote on Pinterest. Love it. And it was, let me see. I'm going to just figure it out. I'm going to say it exactly to you because it was so good. And I would give the credit to the author, but it doesn't have any of that information. I don't know who said this, but I'm sure a million people have said this. Okay. Humans were designed to create. This is why you get depressed when all you do is consume. Hello, did anyone else need to hear that? Because of course I'm on social media all day for my job, and it's so easy to just not get in my creative brain of, okay, how do I want to show up? What do I feel really aligned with? What perspectives do I have that are unique? What stories do I have that are unique? It's so easy to get caught up in, oh, that worked really well for that person, so I'm just going to redo that and post it. It's so easy to copy and paste because we see it works well for someone else. And typically, if you take someone else's idea and make it your own because theirs did really well, it's probably not going to work for you. And that's just the bottom line. It is so important to spend more time creating than consuming, because it's so easy to take someone else's thoughts or creativity and make it our own, but it's not going to really work the same way. You have to live in what feels authentic and true to you and lights you up and go from there. And with the comparison, I think it's so easy to say, okay, well, they're doing this, so I want to do that. Or they're getting that, how come that's not working for me? And we need to spend so much less time consuming and comparing, and so much more time creating and living in our own truth and our own story and our own voice and expressing from there. So I just really wanted to get that out there because I'm seeing a lot of copy and paste content. I'm also seeing a lot of people talk about how hard and impossible it is to grow on social media. And I want to say, yes, it is hard. Okay. This is a really difficult time to grow on social media right now. Instagram and TikTok are, our two main hubs. And there are so many creators in there, but I have had enough of it's impossible to grow. I've had enough of it. It is not impossible to grow. It is challenging. Yes. It takes dedication. Yes. It takes consistency. Yes. It takes finding your own voice and your own creativity. Yes, but it is not impossible. So if you're living in that, like, well, it's just not going to work for me because it doesn't work in 2025, we need to get you out of that pronto. If you want to live and delete your apps and not post on social media because it's just not for you, that's totally fine. But if you have dreams and goals of growing on social media, you cannot live in it's not going to work anyways. There's no one growing on social media. False, wrong, not true. but it is challenging to grow on social media right now. Like it just is straight up. But I am growing on social media, and my clients are growing on social media, and I have friends that are growing on social media, and I have accounts that I'm following that are growing on social media. So it is happening, but it is about how you show up. And that starts with number one, living in your own creativity, consuming less, and showing up in a way that feels 100% aligned with you. Number two is having fun. Okay. If you show up on social media with negative energy, or you feel like this is the last thing I want to do is put a reel up right now or show my face on stories, and you just live in that energy, it's not going to work the way you want it to. So however you need to rewire that mental process to show up on Instagram and to show up on TikTok, do it, because the more fun you can have, the better it's going to be, truly. Like, people can tell when you're having a good time. People can tell when you're fun to be around. People can connect with that energy so much better. So I want you to check with how you're showing up and the energy that you're carrying around. If you show up to post every day and you're like, there's no point to this. This is stupid. It's never going to work anyways. Like, I need you to pause and fix that perspective, that mindset, because that's not how you're going to grow. There's just no possible way. So show up and have more fun, like bring fun back into posting. Number three, I did a TikTok on this yesterday or the day before, and it did really well. So people really needed to hear this. I want you to do more voiceovers. I have all of my social media management clients do voiceovers at one point or another, depending on the type of account it is, but pretty much every account should be doing voiceovers, especially if there's a voice behind the brand. Now, I want you to think about a sunglasses page, okay? You love the sunglasses. They're cool. They post cool photos. Sure. I'll see them, I'll like a photo, but I'm maybe not going to follow. I'm maybe not going to interact. And I've never bought them because they're just a little bit past my budget. I don't know that I want to buy them. And then you see a reel of the founder doing a voiceover, talking about how they started this brand in their living room. They were in a corporate job. They were burnt out. They wanted to have a more creative, fun job that they had the control over. So they started a sunglass line, and it has grown steadily. Now they have an amazing new line coming out that they're working with this blah, blah, blah person. And they're bringing you behind the scenes of this new line, and you feel so like brought into the story. Now I want you to compare a still photo of a model wearing sunglasses or the voiceover of the founder bringing you through the entire journey and the why behind the business. Which one's going to get you to buy? Maybe both, maybe neither, but I would pretty much guarantee that you're going to be more compelled to buy when you know the story behind the founder and you feel connected. So the voiceover is one of the best possible ways that you can connect with your audience and share your story and share the journey and add value, because you're getting two things done with a voiceover. You're getting a visual for them, so you can add whatever visuals you want. You can make it simple. You can make it wild. There's so many different ways to edit, so don't feel overwhelmed, but you're giving them that visual element, and then you're giving them the voiceover, which is that personal. They're hearing your actual voice. They're hearing something more from you. And always, 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 you guys, if you do a voiceover, add on screen captions every single time, because people don't know that you did a voiceover and they're going to scroll past. But if you put those closed captions on, they're going to know, oh, someone's talking. I should stay and watch this. I promise you. You are going to get so much more connection with your audience by weaving in voiceovers. And I've already told you guys, that is how I started my major growth on my flower page, that I ended up growing 8,000 followers in a year last year. And the first post that blew up was a voiceover, me talking about how vulnerable it was and how shy I was to post my bridal bouquet making process. But I showed them from start to finish the process, and I walked them through that and my emotions behind it. And it did so well. You guys know this story. That is going to work for you too. Couple things to watch out for with your voiceovers is that you are not narrating the visual that they're seeing, okay? Don't say, so then I went to the store and then I went to the blah, 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 and then I did this. Add more context, add more nuance, add some humor, add your personality, speak to the audience, okay? Instead of saying, spend the day with me as a social media business owner they're probably already scrolling. Okay. Or maybe they're not because you had really cool visuals, but it's a higher chance they're going to scroll if you don't have a strong hook right away. If you told me a year ago I'd have a day like today, I never would have believed you. Hi, my name is Madeline. I'm a social media manager. I started a new business a year ago after I was being poisoned by my business, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Way more compelling when you have that strong hook right away. So these are the things I really want you to weave more of. And then I really want you guys to add more emotion and emotional, compelling content, because at the end of the day, people connect with people and you have to make them feel. People don't buy because they know all the features of a backpack and okay, well, that's cool. They buy because they feel something. They feel something and then they take action. So how can your content evoke? This is one of the toughest like grammar things. Is it evoke or invoke? I don't know. You guys could tell me. But I think it's evoke emotion in your audience. And that is by telling stories, by sharing the story, by sharing a transformation that you've experienced or what they're going to experience, or making it funny, making it compelling, making them feel like it's so important. Because if you just put out dry, bland content that anybody could make in this day and age, it's just not going to work. So those are the main things I want to just get off my chest today. It takes consistency, you guys. It really, really does. And it is a long game. I want you to think of it like training for a marathon. You don't just show up and run 26 miles and hit that success. And I know how sucky this can be. As I said earlier in the show, I totally get it. But you have to decide, okay, I want the growth more than I feel uncomfortable. Like you have to be willing to be uncomfortable and have those growing pains and do it anyways and continue to show up, continue to refine and bring in more emotion, bring in more story, bring in more strategy. You have to continue to do that because it is going to work. Growth is possible. I absolutely know that it is, but it just takes commitment and consistency in the right things. Okay, we're going to wrap up today with our new segment, Trending Top 3, and I'm so excited for these stories. So the first one, you guys know how I feel about New York City. I love New York City. And I think the New York City just like architecture scene is so fascinating. So there was this story that broke a couple weeks ago on New York Post about 432 Park Avenue. It is, I think, the tallest residential building, if not one of the tallest in Midtown Manhattan area. I think Manhattan total. It is a complete eyesore, you guys. It is like a ginormous pencil sticking up straight into the sky. Now, the yahoos that made this building, not so bright, okay? So it is a 96 floor building. And they wanted to make this like really cool, unique structure that defied, the laws of gravity. And it has had problems after problems after problems because they wanted the building to be a lighter color. They didn't want a dark concrete. They wanted a lighter color concrete for the aesthetic. Well, wouldn't you know? Light colored concrete is not so structural. It's not so structurally sound. So there are pieces of the building falling off in chunks. Guys, it's insane. There's cracks all through the building on the exterior. Like literally what the building is made out of, it's falling apart. And my stomach is doing somersaults just like looking at this building, thinking about how tall it is. 96 floors is insane. And knowing that building is so like falling apart is so unsettling. So a couple other things that are just really unfortunate about this building. Residents have complained that the super tall sways in the wind and groans like a ship at sea. Can you imagine? You guys, not having $100 million has saved us from this treachery, okay? It leaks. There are power outages and elevator problems that have persisted since they moved in. So one of my favorite things about this building, no one thought about the fact that the trash chute is 96 floors. I think typically every 10 floors, they put a buffer or something. they did not put a buffer in the trash chute. So when someone, let's say on the 80th floor, puts their trash down the chute, there's nothing stopping it. It goes all the way down and it sounds like a bomb, the residents have said. Can you imagine? Can you imagine your building like swaying in the wind? Like, it's too much for me to handle. It's too much. So there's ongoing legal battles with this building. I am so like, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated on this because I'm so curious about the outcome of this. I know for sure I will not be walking past this building. No, ma'am, I will not. Maybe the block over, but I'm staying a safe distance and I recommend that you do. So we're going to just stay posted, but don't worry, you guys, not having $100 million to spend on a New York City, 96th floor penthouse has saved us again. Isn't that insane? I lost my little piece of paper that had the other things I was going to talk about. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I am a Kim Kardashian fan. Okay. I think she's so fun to watch. I have loved keeping up for many years. I'm a Khloe girl, but like Kim is just so interesting to look at, dare I say. And they're doing this new thing. Whoever is on her social media team, give them a raise because they're doing vlogs on TikTok and I'm obsessed. Millions of people are obsessed. And this is what I want to see so much more of. I think that celebrities, like now there's a much more even playing field with like celebrities and influencers and podcasters. Like there's so much more recognizability of just people who've grown these huge platforms, and celebrities have to adjust their strategy. Otherwise, they're not going to be as relevant. And these vlogs that Kim is doing, I'm just obsessed with them. I want to see more celebrities like pulling back the curtain, sharing more of the behind the scenes, the day to day. Give us like funny moments, bring humor in. Like it's so good. Whoever thought of this idea is a true genius. And it's just so fun to see like your favorite celebrities in a different light. So I want to see more of these like behind the scene vlogs. Of course, they're like polished and like really high quality, but they're edited so well where you really feel like you're getting that humor and the behind the scenes. It's kind of like little consolidated, like couple minute things of their show, which is just genius. So fun, which I do love the Kardashian show. I loved the premiere. Going to keep watching. Now, the last thing is Dorothy Wang, who is a very rich girly who lives in, I think, Beverly Hills, but she was on this show called Rich Kid of Beverly Hills. And I loved that show. It was on E! Like back in the day. And she just got married and I'm literally obsessed. If you love wedding content, go to her Instagram or her TikTok. I love when really wealthy people use their money well for things like weddings and fashion. It's just because I get something out of it. I get to enjoy it. And being in the wedding industry for as long as I was, like to see weddings done well is so fun for me. So seeing like her different dresses, I was drooling. Her different looks, all the decor, all the little details. I'm obsessed. So that was really fun this week. That is all I have for you guys. I would love to know what your favorite part of this was, what you think of the trending top 3. We're going to keep it going, keep it rolling. And please, if you love this show, leave a review. It means a lot. We still have that troll comment up and it does hurt my feelings. So if you love it, please let me know because I love doing this show. And if you ever have any questions you guys want me to answer on the pod, let me know because I create this for you and I want you to get the most you possibly can out of it. That is all. I will see you guys next time. Until then, cheers.